I'm Mike Calabrese with the Action Network, here to give you my top 2 plays for the East Region Sweet 16 games up in Boston. Alright, let's get things started. The TD Garden up in Beantown. UConn laying 5.5 in front of a partisan crowd against San Diego State. This is a rematch of the national title game, a game in which the Huskies beat San Diego State going away. Speaking of the Aztecs, I hope they have a credit card with frequent flyer miles attached, because the committee has been sending them all over the place. After a 2,600-mile round trip to Spokane, they're now flying cross-country 3,000 miles to Boston for their Thursday night meeting with UConn, and it is the largest travel disparity in the history of the NCAA tournament in this round. In the round of 16, with UConn only traveling 85 miles from Storrs to Boston, this is one of those situations where could be tired legs, could be jet lag, and as I mentioned, the partisan crowd is going to be backing the Huskies in their quest to win a second straight national title. Now, after failing to cover the first half spread in 3 straight games during the Big East tournament, UConn has flipped a switch. They obliterated Stetson. They blew out Northwestern in the first half, and that's more in line with their season-long numbers. They've been the second best team in terms of scoring margin in the first half of games this season, and when you look at how they play away and on neutral floors, they're actually first in that metric in the entire country. So I'm going to take Dan Hurley's squad, who he's really motivated. He's built up this narrative that the committee made their road as difficult as possible. They're playing with the chip on their shoulder. For whatever reason, he believes it. His Huskies believe it. So I think they're going to come out with their hair on fire in front of a pseudo home crowd. Reminder that these picks are presented by Bet365. Bet365 doesn't do ordinary. That's why you get more boosts with them than anybody else. Every day, they power up the odds on hundreds of bets to give you a chance to win more. Bet365 boosts specific markets, your winnings, and even parlays, and they don't stop there. Keep an eye out for their biggest and best odds with the incredible Super Boost. Check out their boosts and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only, or 18 plus in Kentucky, and present in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, New Jersey, Ohio, and Virginia. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. Terms and conditions and restrictions apply. As for the second game, I'm interested in the underdog, but not taking the points, not on the money line. Let's go alternate line and get real gutsy. The Fighting Illini laying 3 at plus 170 against Iowa State. Now, Illinois' calling card has been their offense. They've risen to the top rank in KenPom in adjusted offensive efficiency. They've done it for the entire season. They've certainly done it in the last 2 months. But Iowa State's very familiar with playing against top offenses. In the Big 12, they faced 5 of them in the top 30 of the KenPom's adjusted offensive efficiency metric. And how did they do in those games? They went 7-2 straight up and 6-3 against the spread. That was facing Baylor, BYU, Houston, Texas Tech, Texas. All very good teams, all tournament teams. So why step in front of this Iowa State freight train right now? Well, Illinois is not only playing at an elite offensive level, putting the ball in the basket, they're also doing a great job on the offensive glass, which is Iowa State's only appreciable weakness. They've slid all the way down to 317th in defensive rebounding percentage since February 1st, and I think that's going to translate to double-digit offensive boards for the Fighting Illini, and Brad Underwood's team needs as many of those extra opportunities as possible to try to push this game into the 80s, take Iowa State to the deep end of the pool, say, hey, you got to score 80-plus to beat us. They did it against Moorhead. They did it against Duquesne. I think this is going to be the 3rd straight game that they speed things up and are the beneficiaries of it. And finally, the Fighting Illini, in terms of their opponents have been running real hot from three-point range, hitting 38% of their threes in the past 2 months. I think that's due for a negative regression, which should benefit the Fighting Illini in this one. If the threes aren't dropping for Iowa State, not only do I think they lose, I don't even think they come up within a single possession. So I'll go ahead and take the plus 170, laying 3.